Here we have a 1971 Zenith, model B2955W. This set uses the 12B9C16 chassis, and it features Space Command 100 remote control. Take a look here. There you see, Space Command 100. There's your AFC and power switch. And like most earlier Zenith color sets, you get the little tricolor emblem there. And you got slide potentiometers, which I really never cared for, but they look neat. And there's your microphone pickup for your Space Command. And what exactly is the Space Command 100? Well, here it is right there. It's a little one-button remote control. And all it did was change the channel, the VHF channel selector. Now, the power switch is on, but the TV's set to channel 4. And here in Chicagoland, we don't have a channel 4. So I can program this TV. It's got a micro switch that runs on a cam right off the VHF tuner drive. It pushes the micro switch and shuts it off. It's in series with the power switch. So if I just push the remote control, you know, it's basically two functions but one button. Power on off, which you're controlling with the VHF tuner to an unused channel, and channel select. So if I just push the button, it just rotated the channel selector, channel 5, and it turned the TV on. And today is September 2nd, so we got the Republican National Convention on prime time.
Independence and bipartisanship, but let me go one further.
So we'll tune through the channels. You're going to see the same thing on basically every channel.
Let me contrast Barack Obama's record to the record of the last Democratic president, Bill Clinton, who stood up to some of those same Democratic interest groups, worked with Republicans, and got some important things done like welfare reform, free trade agreements, and a balanced budget.
As well is great for me.
2 down in the inning. Jim Edmonds at the plate.
On that myself, but I'm willing to go along with it.
Here, if I go to channel 4,
John McCain is a reformer.
it'll skip and go right and shut the TV off. And if I push it again, turns the TV back on.
To get things done.
So
the truth is,
that's pretty
she
neat.
is a leader. We can count on to help John shake up Washington. That's why I sincerely believe that the real ticket for change this year is the McCain-Palin ticket. Let me tell you, friends, that the Washington bureaucrats and the power brokers are not going to be able to build a pen
see the 6U10
that will
in there.
hold in these two mavericks. It's just not possible. Together, I think we can count on John and Sarah to fight for America and to fight
And here's
for
your,
you, the American people.
Your preset.
And that's what our
You just give
country
this a
needs
quarter
most
turn,
right
and
now.
it turns the preset tabs on the star wheel to either skip a channel or use that channel to shut the set off.
And we have dangerous enemies in the world. And what America needs now, frankly, is not more party unity. What we need now is more national unity.
Independent Senator Joe Lieberman, although a Democrat all of his life until he ran as an independent in Connecticut in his last election, and as Matt Dowd was saying a moment ago, it is surreal to see a man who 8 years ago was on the Democratic ticket, the vice presidential nominee with Al Gore, talking to a Republican convention and urging that this convention vote for John McCain and Sarah Palin.
Even calling for applause for Bill Clinton.
Indeed, even more surreal that he would be doing that. But down in the Alaska delegation is Ron Claiborne, and we were talking about the fact that the controversies and the choice of Sarah Palin has been on everybody's lips in the last few days, everybody talking about it. Ron, what reaction do you get down there?
Well, in the Alaska delegation, as you might expect, there is tremendous support for Governor Palin.
Right now, save $8. We're voting to cut off funding for our American troops on the battlefield. John McCain had the courage to stand against the tide of public opinion, advocate the
Try to understand.
Yes, what happened last night was just... enough! It happened, and I'm just going to have to deal with it. I suppose in a...
400 people.
The officers have been saying they're not even sure what they're protesting. It appears to be an anti-poverty.
But there have been protests all day long, and even yesterday as well, all through the streets. When I was walking into the hall tonight, I heard the police start to yell, "Everybody with a helmet, come with me."
Those demonstrations taking really right outside the hall. ABC personnel in our work areas and tents outside were able to hear the firing of the tear gas as it occurred tonight. But the commander said that the efforts by the police were successful. The protesters broke it up. Matt, I want to come back to what you were saying with Tory Clark, who's here. This really is surreal, hearing a Democrat like this addressing the convention in the way Joe Lieberman did.
Yeah, it's rather bizarre. I remember 8 years ago, preparing Dick Cheney for a debate against the guy that just followed the President of the United States on the podium. It is an interesting moment. I don't know how it's going to play with the public out there. It almost seems too cute by half a little bit to me. He's saying great things. He's defending John McCain and Governor Palin.
Like you might have a stripped out gear in the VHF fine
8 years ago, he's now defending the ticket that he ran against.
And one other interesting thing, if John McCain, Tory Clark, had actually had his druthers, he might have picked Joe Lieberman to be his vice president.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I've been saying all week, if he could do it what he really wanted, John McCain would have picked Lieberman. He adores him, he respects him, he thinks he'd be great. McCain, way back when in the early days, he used to end every speech by saying, "And my friends, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, get involved in politics." I think it was personally very meaningful for him to see Joe Lieberman there tonight. I don't think a vote has changed tonight.
The best reporting we have says that up until last Sunday night, John McCain wanted to pick Joe Lieberman. He wanted that big surprise, but basically his staff surrounded him and said, "You cannot do it."
Well, they put out what essentially was a trial balloon that said he might pick somebody who was in favor of abortion rights. And the more conservative wings of the party reacted to that trial balloon very strongly in the negative.
Just a quick thought from the two of you. One night here, first night out. What's the headline?
I think the headline is wait and see. I think we're still wait and see. I think this is sort of like a sorbet. It didn't do anything, but everybody wants the main entree next. And so I don't think it did a lot.
Doug Brocale, he gave up the game-tying homer after getting a couple of fly ball outs to start the bottom of the seventh. Big swing by Wigginton. 0-2 the count. Marmol has allowed 3.86 hits per 9 innings. That leads the majors. The pitchers garnering it.
As president, you can count on...
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, toss salads and scrambled eggs. Oh my.
Get our government working again for all of the Americans.